And welcome back, and thanks for being with us here on Morning Live and SABC News by and large. And if you don't have that the app for SABC Plus, you really need to get one. And I know I sound like a salesperson, but really trust and believe it will change your life. It will make your life a lot easier. Sam, do you have it? Have you downloaded it?
I've downloaded it. I've set up my profile. I'm rolling. I've got SABC Plus. I'm not on any other platform apart from SABC Plus.
And you covered?
I'm covered.
Thank you so much.
That's where the news is. That's where the accuracy is.
This is it. And, I'm trying to find the document of, the final list of people who were approved as delegates to vote at this conference, because things have changed. And really the past 24 hours have been really interesting, Sam. Allegiances have shifted. And it is a lot more difficult to call this conference now than it was on day one.
Indeed, it's very difficult to call it now, particularly with the shift of Limpopo being heavily divided with the provincial chairperson, the deputy chairperson, and the deputy provincial secretary, Biskop Makamo, Florence Radzilani, and Chupuma Tabata swinging towards Dr. Zelini Mkhize's side, and also the regions in Limpopo such as Vembe, such as Kukune, such as Pitamukaba, Waterberg, and also Nomen Mashabande, the biggest region in Limpopo, being divided, and also the regional leaders in Limpopo practically defying the provincial leadership and the officials of the province and saying that no, we are sticking to the PGC nomination of Cyril Ramaphosa, we're not going to the N3, we're sticking with the N1. So those divisions are certainly there, but the biggest shift was with the Northwest Province. Nono Moloi, the provincial chairperson of the Northwest Province, going towards Dr. Zelini Mkhize's side because President Cyril Ramaphosa's team and negotiators were not willing to accommodate Paul Mashatile, not willing to accommodate Nomvula Mokonyane and Stanley Chupuma Tabata, which saw these three provinces, former Northern Transvaal provinces except Mpumalanga, shifting towards Dr. Zelini Mkhize. But also, that province is also divided. The provincial secretary in the Northwest Province not moving with the provincial chairperson to go to the Dr. Zelini Mkhize side. So it's a very difficult conference to call. The most interesting shift was that of Gauteng, through Lebogang Maile, the MEC of Human Settlements and Infrastructure in Gauteng, and also PEC member and PwC member, who effectively took over the chairpersonship position of Gauteng from Panyaza Lusufi yesterday, with Panyaza Lusufi opting to go with the provincial nomination of Cyril Ramaphosa and sticking with the Cyril Ramaphosa faction, but Lebogang Maile and the Adiwele faction, remnants of it, moving towards Paul Mashatile and Zelini Mkhize, with also that unity of Mzwandile Masina and Mpule Mabi, which was rather laughable because Mzwandile Masina was already on the ballot paper. 100 people, they say, had already voted for Mzwandile Masina. So Mpule Mabi is already 100 votes short, but also the influence of delegates. How do you now influence delegates to vote for Mpule Mabe and leave out Mzwandile Masina when both of them are already on the ballot paper? So some may still opt for Mzwandile Masina rather than Mpule Mabe, but also the Cyril faction as well is also divided. You've got Dr. Kwendra Mahukpa and Dr. Pechane Chauke. Then there is that conundrum of national chairperson position. David Masondo is still in the mix, not in any faction. Mtumseni Ntuli still in the mix, not in any faction. So it's going to be a mixed cocktail of a result. It's going to be pretty much a zebra slate that will be decided by the delegates themselves, as opposed to the bishops whom are telling delegates how to vote.
And that is ultimately what it comes down to. Who do you think got any sleep last night in those top 7 nominations list?
From the people I've called, none of them slept. When I called some of them, they were
Mzwandile Masina slept.
Well, Mzwandile Masina probably slept because he's out of the running. He was busy lobbying for Mpule Mabe. As I know him, he would not sleep. He was busy running around lobbying for Mpule Mabe. But they were also still in commissions, deliberating on commissions. But delegates and those whom are contesting, they probably slept at around 5 o'clock in the morning. Because when I called some of them, they said, we've just literally woken up. Some have just said, we've arrived at our hotels, we just need an hour's sleep, then we'll come back to conference. Because effectively, they were up until about 1 o'clock, ensuring that all delegates have voted and that they have their numbers and can go back to their planning houses. or their op centers to crunch the numbers to see how they have fared. For instance, they were breaking down, going down region by region, zone by zone, and delegate by delegate to make sure that their people have gone out to vote so that they can have a proper tally, so that when results are out, they can see how they have fared with their own stats and what is actually coming out of the elections agency.
Samkele Maseko, we'll park it there for the time being. And that's because we have to say goodbye to our morning live viewers. But of course, the SABC continues to bring you live, up-to-date coverage from the 55th conference of the African National Congress, coming to you here from Nasrec, south of Johannesburg. The agenda's up next, and we've got you covered throughout the day. And of course, they said 9 o'clock, 5 minutes to go. I do not see it happening, but we'll keep you up to speed with the latest developments. Those results for the top 7 being made known this morning. From here in Nasrec, to our morning live viewers, it's goodbye.